Fine.
All right, this is Jared, and I'm back. Hey, listen, this is Warriors Quest. I'm your host of Warriors Quest, and I am super excited to do another show tonight. Man, you're going to be in for a real treat, I'm telling you, because this week we've got a co-host, and then we've got a special guest who's going to give his story and shed some light on his journey. And again, I'm so excited to do this because, man, again, I like to be on camera. I enjoy having the spotlight on me. I've got a couple lamps and I've got I've got the spotlight on me, and I love that. But I want these guys to steal the show. All right, so we've got the crowd hyped, and we've got everybody listening, and I want the special guest, to steal the show. But before I have my special guest and I introduce my special guest who will steal the show, I'm going to introduce someone who's going to steal it a little bit as well. It's my co-host, Marianne Berna. I'm excited to have a transplant recipient as my co-host tonight. Welcome to Warriors Quest, Marianne.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We've known each other just a little bit because we've hobnobbed and interacted on Facebook, and
Yeah.
I follow you on Instagram as well. I love your post on Instagram.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I caught your show that Steve has done just recently, and I really enjoyed getting a better glimpse of your story. But for those maybe that haven't watched that particular show, which hasn't been that long ago, what was that, just about a week ago or 2 weeks ago?
Last Sunday morning.
Yeah, right. It hasn't been that long ago. Can you give us a synopsis? Can you kind of tell the watchers or our followers from Warriors Quest, give them an idea of your journey and how this has come to be for you?
Yes, I was going for spine surgery, and when I went for my pre-op testing, they noticed that I was in stage 4 kidney disease.
All right, all right.
I had no clue. So
Wow.
make a long story short, I went from stage 4 to stage 5 within a month.
Within a month. Wow.
Yes. And it was all from taking Advil and Aleve for pain.
Wow. I've heard about that, from athletes and people that take medicine like that on a regular basis. But what was it about having taken that for you that, is there a health condition that made you take that regularly?
I was taking that because, like I said, I found out I needed a disc replacement in the bottom of my spine. So
Gotcha.
I would take that for the pain.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to do narcotics.
Sure, right.
But
It makes
anyway,
sense.
yeah. So I had the spine surgery, and within a month, I was in total stage 5.
Wow.
I started the dialysis,
Uh-huh.
and I did it for 14 months. But meanwhile, I was testing for transplant. I received the letter that they accepted me for transplant. I was all healthy, and
Okay.
they told me it was a 3 to 5 year wait.
Uh-huh.
Yes, they called me 7 weeks after I got on the list. I got the kidney May 10th, 2017, and I've had, thank God, no complications, and it's over 2 years later.
Wow. So that you found out these, and a month later you were stage 5. So just in a month's time,
1 month.
it ended like that. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes. It just
Wow.
declined, and I had no clue because I felt so good.
That is nuts. So what's going through your mind during this time? I'm just curious, what kind of mindset you had while this is happening.
I thought I was going to die. I really didn't know anything about kidney disease, so I went out and bought a new house.
Uh-huh.
And God's grace, 7 weeks on the list, and I got mine from a 23-year-old.
Wow. You're telling
Yeah.
me you were only on the list for 7 months?
Yes, and they told me it was
Yes.
3 to 5 years. Yeah.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
I'm in
and
New York, so there's no
uh-huh.
such list.
That is there's a lot of population there, sure.
Yeah, I was like shocked to get. I got the call 4:30 in the morning, and
Uh-huh.
I was dumbfounded. I couldn't. I practiced what I was going to say when I got the call, and but it was such a shock. All I could say was "shut up, shut
Wow.
up." I wish I could go back and respond differently,
Uh-huh.
but now
Well,
it's
it's a natural response, authentic and raw. I like that. Okay.
and now it's working. I did my labs for my 2-year checkup, and it's
Uh-huh.
working like as if I had two healthy kidneys. You couldn't tell I was transplanted by my labs.
Wow. I like your search of word or your the way you said it, by the grace of God. I love that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
How else could it be so
How
great?
else can you explain that? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. God's grace, that's happened. And that's
Exactly.
wonderful. And I love that you've stayed involved in the community, because you're fairly active. I see you posting things and you're I see you commenting frequently and stuff. I love that. I love the
I
activity that
do
you've shown.
because like you saw Steve's show.
I
I mean,
did, yes.
I studied up, and the only thing I don't do is medical advice. But as far
Uh
as the
huh.
machine and all, I researched everything, and I could probably take apart that machine and put it back together.
You know it that well. That's cool. So
Yeah.
well, it's a pleasure to have you on Warriors Quest. Again, it's nice to have somebody who can kind of talk about what you've been through, and have a co-host that can basically answer questions for someone who's currently in that situation.
Right.
And so I'm very happy. I'm
Thank
ecstatic to
you.
have you on, and man, this is going to be a wonderful show. The special guest that we have is Stacey Spencer. Stacey Spencer is a kidney warrior who hails from Greensboro, North Carolina, and this guy I've met on Facebook. We've chatted a little bit, and man, the guy exudes just enthusiasm to get his story out there, and
Awesome.
I love that excitement when somebody has that sort of raw enthusiasm and wants to get a story heard. That's it's infectious. That sort of personality, and I love that. And so I'm very excited to bring him on with us tonight so that we can hear him and get his voice heard. Because
Absolutely.
every kidney disease patient, every kidney warrior needs their story heard. And this guy's got gloves on, and I'm excited.
You
All
have to.
right.
That's awesome, and you got to have faith, and you got this.
Yes,
That's
yes,
right. Well, welcome to Warriors Quest, Stacy. I want you to steal the show tonight.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So we've got co-host Marianne here. I'm Jared from Warriors Quest, and Stacy, welcome, because the crowd is hyped. We've got people watching. We're gonna knock
Yes,
this
sir.
out of the ballpark, all right? And we're gonna get your
Yes,
story heard. So
yes,
let's.
sir.
I want you to steal the show, okay? So I'm gonna step out of the spotlight. Okay, I'm gonna give you center stage for a moment here. All right,
Yes, sir.
I want our followers, I want the Warriors watching this show tonight to get a glimpse of you, and I'd like you to basically, with the spotlight, introduce yourself and give us your hero's origin story, so to speak. All right?
Yes, sir. Okay. Welcome everyone to the show tonight. My name is Stacey Spencer. As Jared said, I am from Greensboro, North Carolina. I am 33 years old, about to be 34 October the 1st. And just to tell you all how my story started. So I was it was my 30th birthday, and it was 2 days before my 30th birthday. I had been sick for about a week, and I went to the local hospital here in Greensboro. They took blood work, but I don't think they knew what exactly was wrong. So they sent me home, and kind of like you said, Marianne, about taking Advil and things that you're not supposed to take. I was taking NyQuil, Dayquil. I was trying to get better to get back to work, but I was actually making myself worse. So I went, never got better. I went to work, back to work one day, and my legs were so weak I couldn't stand up. I was a bartender, so I was behind the bar. I couldn't stand up.
Oh,
So
gotcha.
they
So
had
you're used to standing all day long then, huh?
all day, all day long. So I get off of work, and a good friend of mine took me to the hospital in Kernersville, so city
Uh-huh.
right about 15 minutes up the street from Greensboro, because you get in quicker. There's a small town. So I get there, and they do the proper checkup, take my blood. They come back in, and they give me the news that I wasn't looking for. They say, "You're not going home. You have kidney failure. You're in stage 4 kidney failure."
Wow.
Wow.
I never knew
Shocking.
what that was.
Yeah.
I was afraid. So first thing I done was, of course, call my parents. Um, I was so nervous. I didn't know what to do. So I called my parents, and my parents came. They wanted to put a catheter in, and
Wow.
and I said, "I'm not getting anything put in until my parents get here." So
No,
my
no,
parents,
no, I hear you. I mean, all this is kind of, it's all sudden. It's really quick and intense. You know what?
it hit me.
And I'd be like, I hear you, but let me process this. Let me talk to them before something like this goes on.
Yes. So my parents get there. They start explaining things. By that time, I'm still, I'm about to turn 30 years old. I
Uh huh.
actually had a pretty big birthday party planned for myself.
Oh,
And my birthday ended up being in a hospital room. And so that's when my first doctor came. Her name is Dr. Stovall. She's from
okay.
Gulfport, North Carolina.
Uh huh.
So Kernersville is not equipped to deal with dialysis. So they transferred me to High Point. So I get to
Gotcha.
High Point, and that's when they do the kidney biopsy.
All right.
Um,
And how far away is this?
it's probably
Is it
about 35 minutes, probably about 35 minutes from each other,
okay? All right.
not too far. So they do a kidney biopsy, and I do have, as I told you the other day, Gerald, I have high blood pressure and diabetes. When they done that, there was no high blood pressure or diabetes in my kidney biopsy.
Okay. All right. They didn't find any of that.
So she was shocked. So
Okay.
she told my parents best thing to do right now is, of course, go on dialysis.
Uh huh.
I had no idea what dialysis was. I From what I heard, people told me that your limbs will fall off, you get darker, uh, the typical bad things that you hear about dialysis. So at first I didn't want to do it. But I was so sick that I had to.
So
So
So let me try to understand just a little bit more. So your feet, you're not, your feet are hurting, your legs are aching. Uh, you're going to the hospital. They're talking to you frankly that they want to put a catheter in you,
yes,
and then they say they're not equipped. So they're referring you and telling you that you need to go to another hospital. It's around 35 miles away. They send you there, and then you have some other specialist doctors, speaking to you with similar jargon, talking to you about kidney disease, but they're
yes,
not saying that they've found anything in the biopsy that leads them to believe that it's diabetes or high blood pressure. So
yes.
so, what does anybody that's a doctor or some sort of authoritative figure saying that this is, the cause or what's making this happen?
So they said that I was born with a horseshoe kidney, and
Wow.
you know, I always was at the doctor because I played sports. So my
Uh-huh.
parents kept us yearly checkups. We always went to the doctor, dentist. So it was kind of, like, what is a horseshoe kidney? And basically, it's where your kidney wraps around,
Uh-huh.
where one of them is on the right side that it's supposed to be, but the other one kind of wraps around like a horseshoe.
Wow. So it
So
more or less kind of a defect. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, so as far as that, and then if I never ever would have thought that I had a horseshoe kidney and that I would have to be on dialysis,
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna say that. You know, I, I was out. I was a teenager, so I was drinking.
Sure.
Had a
Okay.
couple beers after work and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But
Typical stuff.
God is
Yeah.
good. God is good. I haven't touched
Yeah.
anything anymore, and it's gonna be. It's a process.
Well, I want you to continue this, and I want you to kind of continue your story. But
Okay.
I'd like to have my co-host kind of. I want her opinion because I've never heard of this before. Marianne, have you heard of this before?
Never. I'm in
This is
shock.
Yeah, this is new to me. I mean, I've never heard of a horseshoe sort of wrap like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Very, very new to me, and I've got, I've heard many stories before, and I got to tell you, this is why it's so exciting to interview different people because I tell you, it's like a snowflake. Everybody, many people have kidney disease, but every story is unique and different, and
Th- th-
it's
I'm on so many kidney groups, and this is the first time I've ever heard it.
Yeah, this is very interesting. So thanks, I thanks for saying that, Miriam, because I hadn't heard it before. This is very interesting. So go on and let's continue the story. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just had never heard this before,
Yeah.
and I just wanted to kind of get a better understanding. Okay, go ahead and let's
Okay.
continue this because this is very interesting to me.
Okay. So I get on dialysis. Therefore, I'm learning how to do dialysis.
Uh huh.
Um, at that time, I was going back and forth to the dialysis in High Point. So I wasn't in Greensboro dialysis at that time because my doctor was in High Point. So
Okay.
as I told you earlier, well, talking to Steve, my creatinine got down to a 3.5. So
Okay.
so she took me off. She took me off, told me to, to do the right things to do to stay healthy.
All
I
right.
still had kidney problems, but my creatinine was good enough where I didn't have to do dialysis anymore.
Okay. So she thought it was at a good enough level where
Yeah.
she wanted to give you some instructions and guidelines of how to try to keep it stabilized.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
So so it was about, I don't even think it was 6 months. I was going to the beach with my family.
Uh
Uh,
huh.
was perfectly fine one day. I was at Walmart. We was getting things to go to the beach. Went and washed my mother's. We went and washed the car, and I get home and I get really dizzy, like very dizzy. So I go lay down. I lay down for about a couple hours. I get up, real sick to the stomach, um, still dizzy. Then keep in mind the next day we was going to the beach. So I woke up the next day sick, and I thought I could knock it off. I was like, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the beach.
Okay.
Get to the beach, probably the worst beach trip I ever had. I was
Sounds like
standing.
it just escalated at that point. What happened that
Oh,
kind of went downhill?
it escalated so fast, and I don't know. I just know that it escalated so fast that we left the beach. My mom took me to the hospital. My legs were so swole, like they were about to pop.
Wow.
I it sounded like I was drowning.
Uh huh.
Like I was in the hospital, and my mom was she was panicking because they wasn't getting in there soon enough to put a catheter
Yeah.
in my chest to get me back on dialysis.
Okay.
I was drowning in my own lungs.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Now this part is familiar with me. I have heard of swelling and bloating. You know, this part of the story is familiar with me. I've heard of other kidney warriors talking about this. So you've got a lot of fluids in you at this point.
A whole lot of fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Probably
So,
a lot of toxins too.
oh,
Right.
the toxins. My legs were
Exactly.
so swollen, and I had little. I forgot what they were. It was like little dots of little bumps on my
Uh huh.
legs. And my skin was peeling. It was from the toxins that was just
Mm-hmm.
eating me
Sure.
up. So they had to hurry up and put a catheter in
Uh
so that
huh.
I could get some dialysis.
Okay.
So from that
It's
point on, I've been on dialysis strong, straightforward. You know, as I was telling you the other day, it was just that was a rough time.
man.
I thought I was dying.
It's that's
I was dying. If
no.
I
I
wouldn't have got
feel
to
you.
the
I feel you.
hospital,
That I can only imagine, how I may have felt. I mean, it sounds like the intensity, okay, in that moment, you know, was very high for you. You know,
oh,
all, I mean, just the ups and downs of your emotions and feelings must have been going like this, and and all sorts of just panic to feelings of being afraid, fear, doubts, all sorts of things that may have been going through your mind. And
yes,
okay,
sir.
so let me ask you, in the beginning, where did they put the catheter when they were trying to hurry and get you dialyzed?
They put it on the right side of my chest up here, right up
Okay.
here. As you see right now, they
Uh
had to
huh.
go on this side this time because my fistula messed up. So they had to go. They can't put it on this side anymore. As you can
Uh
see,
huh.
they said this side was wore out.
Okay.
So me and catheters in the chest do not go well.
You
I
don't
had
go.
to
You don't
I
get
had to get
along.
this one changed probably 6 or 7 times
All
within the
right.
year.
Your body. It sounds like Marianne's body's telling him, "Do not put catheters in my chest."
Exactly.
They no, my body don't like catheters in my
Yeah.
chest.
Did you have a
Uh
new
But
huh.
access put?
but
Did you have another
I'm sorry,
access
say that
put in?
again.
Did you have another access put in?
Yes, ma'am. I actually done had one, two, three, four fistulas that never matured.
Oh my God.
What? Are you
Four
kidding
fi-
me?
four fistulas
Four?
that never matured while I had this catheter. That's
Wow.
if you can see.
That is amazing.
Oh my gosh.
Why is it that you had four? Why weren't they why was it why I don't understand the trouble that you had with having the doctor put in the fistula.
My veins are small,
Uh-huh.
so here in here in Greensboro, they are used to working with older people. I guess with bigger veins. My veins are so strong, are so small that I had to go to a specialist in Duke Hospital, Duke
Uh-huh.
University. I had to go to
Okay.
a specialist. That's where her name is Dr. Delafield.
Wow.
She is
Wow.
a excellent vein specialist for dialysis. She is
Uh-huh.
excellent. I I had to go to her. She had to reroute a vein, so
No,
she
I'm
had
just
to.
I'm just trying to get a better look right here. Thank you for showing me that. Okay.
So is
Thank
that
you.
one working?
That one was working. I had it for about 8 months. Um, here
Wow.
here about 3 weeks ago. my text was they stuck me, and I guess
Right.
it clotted off. It just wasn't working anymore. So
Uh-huh.
I went to go visit my specialist because I wasn't gonna go around here. They obviously can't work on my veins.
Did
So
they
I went
discuss
to
doing a graft?
they told me about a graft, but she said that a graft wouldn't last as long as the fistula would.
They definitely don't. I'm
They don't, right.
I'm
That is the
close to two and
truth.
a half year post, and my fistula is still working strong. That it keeps me up at night.
You can still feel the thrill.
I,
It's
I
just
sleep on it, and I can hear it.
Yeah, I'm ready to
it's
have that back because I'm ready to get this out my chest.
okay, all right. So
Wow.
wow, I'm still I'm trying to wrap my head around this. So, they've tried Marianne 4 different times. Marianne, this is
Oh
just
my God!
nuts.
Have you gotten an infection with the
I
catheter?
never got an infection with the
Thank God.
catheter.
Okay.
I be very careful. Um, and actually, it's a place online where you can go for if
Uh-huh.
you have a catheter for a long time called Calf Flow, um, Calf Dry. It's called Calf Dry, and you can order some things where you can take a shower. They made
All
just for
right.
Wow,
catheters.
that's
They
awesome.
made just for catheters. My father
That
sent
is
me
good.
some,
Okay.
and you get about 15 for $100, and they work great. You put it on, and you got to shave the chest first, but you put it on,
Uh-huh.
and it sticks to you, so you can take a shower.
That's
So
amazing.
I
Wow.
use those very, very, very rarely. I try to make sure I don't get it affected, don't get it
Uh-huh.
wet. If I sweat at night, so I use my fan. I try to make sure I keep this. So thank God I
Good for
haven't had
you.
any
Good for you.
infections.
That good for you. Help me understand the vein mapping on this because of the four fistulas. Can you break that down a little bit?
Yeah. So first it was they went in right here.
Uh-huh.
They went in right here at the bottom. They was gonna put the
Uh-huh.
fistula on my forearm. That never matured. So they done a. If I have a little dot right here, I don't know if you can see it. They went in and tried to repair it.
Mm-hmm.
Still didn't mature. So another doctor put in another one.
Wow.
That that one never matured. And my dad bring me home, your exercise balls where you can work your
Or the
arm.
squeezing, yeah.
So
It just
so
never worked.
and I don't mean to necessarily spend so much time on this, but it's just again a little bit different. When just so some of our viewers who aren't familiar with this procedure, when you do something like this, you know, explain to them, like how long you're in the hospital and what happens when you're in the hospital when someone tries to do that procedure for the fistula. Can you kind of
Okay.
explain that to people? Because I think that some of them may not totally understand what kind of, you know, why this is so strange to us.
Yeah. So the fistula process is it's it's a outpatient thing. You go in, you do your pre-op, you go
Uh
in your
huh.
surgery date, and they put the fistula in, and you go home the same day. It's
Mm
just you be there probably about hour recovery, and you just make sure that you try to work it and try to mature it. But
hmm. Okay.
from my arm, neither of them matured. None of
And
them matured.
you never felt like any thrill. You never felt like
Nothing.
anything.
I didn't even know what a thrill was until I went to the specialist and I felt my arm and it was just pumping blood. And I said, "What is
Yeah.
that?"
Okay.
And they said that's called the thrill.
Did
Right.
they
Okay.
tie those off?
Yes, oh yes, she tied those off because she had to re she had to
Remap the
move
whole
my
thing.
veins. She had to change my veins, relocate my veins.
All right.
That's why
So
she couldn't go back in this arm. She
gotcha.
says that this arm was done.
All right. So Stacey and
And
Marianne,
I,
it
I,
sounds.
I also got a stent in this arm as well.
Oh, you
Because,
did. You got a stint there. Okay, because
yeah, I
that's
got
kind
a
of what I'm
stent.
leading up to, and I and maybe Marianne maybe is already thinking this, but what with the stint, did they have plans to try to widen the veins, or what
Yeah.
kind of?
That's when they went in and opened it up and tried to
Uh
widen
huh.
it, but it wouldn't stay open.
Wow.
Kept closing. So that's when he put the stent in.
Yeah.
Then let me tell you this. He put the stent in. 2 days later, I had to go back because he didn't put a long enough stent.
Okay.
So 2 days later, I had to go put another stent. He had to longer it out. So it was for about 2 weeks there. I got cut on about 3 times. I got a catheter. I got a, two stents put in. I got it wide and open.
Wow.
Wow.
This stuff is not just a couple cents here and there. That money's, that's piling up as far as healthcare costs and stuff. And I'm not trying to,
Yes.
I'm not trying to ask you or try to have you tell me what that cost is, but just so other people can understand, is each time they do that, that's a
Yes,
pretty
sir.
penny.
Oh, yes, sir. As you know, healthcare is not cheap.
It's not, no. Man, what
And
are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this, Marianne?
I'm dying because I know the chest cath and the fistula. I wasn't even put to sleep. Were you put to
Yeah.
sleep?
yeah, no, 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 no. They
Oh
the
boy.
fistula, my fistula, when they put it in, I was asleep. I got a but
Okay.
this one I got a nerve block because she had to reroute my veins.
Uh huh.
But when they went in and put the stent in and widened it open and put the catheter, I was wide awake. They
You're
say
wide
they give
awake. I mean, you
Wide
feel
awake.
silly,
they
but
say they give you something to calm you down,
oh, I was
but
hysterical laughing, but I felt it.
you still feel it.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow, I'm talking warrior right here, Stacy.
I try to be. I try to stay strong. As I talked to you the other day,
Yeah,
what we was talking about with, faith. I have faith,
absolutely.
and I try to stay strong. That's number one is God, and
Well, God
if
bless
you,
you because honestly, I got to give you props because some people to go through what you've gone through, the four fistulas, and man, it could be a slippery slope where all of a sudden you start to have a bad attitude, and it could be a slippery
Man.
slope. Some sort of and I get it, okay? I'm not saying that you've always had a great attitude because you're human, but I'm just saying that without faith, it can be easy to get into discouragement. That slippery slope can take you down a dark path, and I applaud you and I give you props for to staying up as much as you have because that is a
and
lot to go through.
yes, sir, and you're right. There's days that I have bad days. I'm human.
Sure.
Of course.
It's days that I just want to say, you know what, forget it. I just have a bad attitude sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's a roller coaster. I'm going through something that if you didn't see me going through it or didn't hear my story,
Yeah.
you would look at me and think that nothing was wrong.
Yes,
But
yeah, it's
I actually, I stay positive, but there
it's
are
a
rough
roller
days.
coaster ride. You well put, and I love that terminology because with kidney disease, it is a roller coaster.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
it is. It's ups and downs. It's an emotional ride, right, Marianne?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely. Even
one,
after you get the transplant, a lot of people go through depression. I haven't
yeah,
personally, but many of them do.
yes. It's you're so used to going to dialysis and you're so used to that certain
Absolutely.
routine,
I,
and all of a sudden your life changes dramatically where, some of these people had been on dialysis for 8, 12 years and all of a sudden they're not doing that routine
exactly.
anymore,
My
and so
only
it's,
thing was I was so used to only being allowed 32 ounces of water. Now
Oh my goodness.
it's so difficult to drink as much as they want me to.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It's so tough. You know, I manage my fluids very, very well. It's some days that I go to dialysis and they tell me, "Man, you did a great job on your fluid." When I was going through the catheter change and
Uh-huh.
I had to miss 4 days. It was 4 days
Wow.
I didn't go.
Okay.
Those 4 days when I went back to dialysis, I had on 3.2.
That's
And the
amazing.
head nurse, Nicole, she said, "Can I give you a hug?" She said, "You did such a great
You
job."
missed you missed 4 days and you only had 3.2?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Wow.
sir. She said, "Can I give you a hug? You did a great job." And
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
as hard as it is to manage your fluid, it's just I try to I keep applesauce. I put applesauce in my freezer, and when I get thirsty, as weird as it sounds,
No,
I
it's not.
I put
No,
in
it
some
doesn't sound
applesauce.
weird. No.
Frozen grapes is amazing too.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah,
that.
I've heard that too, Marianne.
Yeah.
I heard that, but I never tried it.
Did you
Yeah.
stop completely urinating?
Yeah, I very very little. It's not much at all.
You're
It's like
amazing then.
very
That-
very little.
Okay. All right. And some people don't at all. It varies from person to person. So depending upon where your GFR is, and how much your kidney is actually even functioning. So you
Yes, yes.
very little urination at this point, right?
Oh yes,
Right
yes.
now, in fact, or
Very very little. As
okay.
as matter of fact, for a while I had completely stopped. Like I would have that sensation that I needed to, but
Uh
I would
huh.
go and it'd be maybe a drop or two, and then
Yes.
a little bit came back, and here and there it'd be like a little bit, but
Yeah.
not much. And that's the weird thing because you feel like
Sure.
you have the sensation that
Yes.
you need
That
to.
sensation's there, and you're thinking, man, I should be doing more than this, right?
Yeah, oh yes, definitely.
And I talked amongst like friends and family members, and when I tell them that kidney disease warriors have trouble urinating, it it doesn't even cross their minds, but it should, and that's what all this kidney disease awareness is all about, because you know to me, if you think about a kidney disease warrior, a kidney disease patient that's struggling with kidney function, how would he or she be urinating if their kidneys aren't functioning? So you know
Exactly.
it so you know what it should be surprising to people that don't know much about this disease to hear that that's happening. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, this is a great story. I'm really I'm really glad that we're doing this. So this is a different take that I'm not sure I've heard exactly. So right now, do you have a catheter or do you have a functioning fistula?
Right now, I have a catheter. I
Okay,
have a chest catheter right here,
okay.
and my
So
fistula, my next fistula surgery will be September the 17th.
all right. So they do have something scheduled this month to try to do a mulligan with the fistula. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're
Well,
gonna
I'm
try. We're
hoping
gonna
it
we're gonna
goes
try it
better for
again.
you.
Me
Yeah,
Yeah,
too.
we're gonna try it again.
I seriously, I'll be praying for you that it goes better, because fistulas do generally have a much more durability, and they work better in time than a catheter.
Yes, sir. And that's why I didn't want to get the graft because she told me, she said, you know, I really believe that your fistula will work better and
Uh huh.
it lasts longer. And I know you're tired of getting cut on. So I
Absolutely.
definitely, anything that I can
I
help
wouldn't
you.
blame you for feeling that way either.
Yes, sir. So anything that I can do to stop getting cut on,
Hmm.
I think I'm gonna go with that option.
Well, it's very brave of you, honestly. And it's to not quit on it, and some people would get so discouraged after so many different times trying to get the officially to work. But, again, it's a testament to your faith and staying up that you wanted to give it another go. And I love that, that attitude and that enthusiasm to just keep moving forward. It's not an easy thing, but you're doing it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, and as I talked to you yesterday, the other day, um, it's not easy, and
No,
the roller coaster that you told me it is. It's a roller coaster,
it is.
but you have to stay positive.
Yeah.
And the reason why I put it on Facebook, people have been telling me to put my story on Facebook for many, 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 many times, and like I said, it's not like you asking somebody, can you borrow a cup of sugar?
Yeah.
You
No, it's
asking
not.
for a body part.
Yeah. It's,
So
yeah.
I'm the type of person where I like to be independent, and but it was time that I couldn't be independent anymore. I had to put my story out there so that it can reach people.
It's a
As I
different
as we
ask.
Yes, sir. As we was talking about the other day, we talked about
Yeah.
faith. Faith
Uh
without
huh.
works, faith without works is
It's
dead.
dead.
So I had to do the work myself
Uh
and
huh.
put the story out there. And
Brother, I'm
that's
proud of you. I'm proud of you.
If
Yes,
I can
sir.
find your Facebook page, I'll help you spread it around.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so
Problem.
much.
Yeah, I appreciate that too, Marianne. You're connected in a lot of the kidney disease Facebook groups. You're well
Exactly.
connected. You're well connected on Instagram and Twitter, and I appreciate you doing this for Stacy because I
Yep.
think that,
I'll definitely spread the word.
Yes,
yeah,
thank you
I
so much.
appreciate that.
Yes, because
The more we can do this, and the more exposure we can give you, the better I'm going to feel about giving you help because I have so much
Exactly.
passion for this, and I believe that there are so many people that we can touch and help. And when I heard your story, it's so unique that I really wanted to get this out there. And when I use that term roller coaster ride, Marianne, I mean that in that not only is it emotions, but I think you know what I mean, Marianne, is that when
Absolutely.
you've been on a roller coaster, okay, there's one where I live here in Utah, and I know we don't have Disneyland or Red Flags, okay, but we've got this ride in Utah at this amusement park, all right, and it it takes you like almost like on this elevator, okay, and you go really really high up this
It's true.
elevator, and I'm forgetting the name of it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. Okay, I'll think of it probably in a moment. But anyway, you go up this elevator, and then all of a sudden, okay, you drop, okay, and then you go, you go like you're upside down, and you do all of these different things. Okay, it's one of the most frightening roller coasters, okay, I've ever been on. And so
Perfect
when I
description.
exactly. So when I use the word roller coaster, I not only mean like ups and downs as far as a metaphor, but I use that term because it's also in many cases frightening. All right,
yeah,
and I
yes,
think that do you get the gist of what I'm saying, Stacey? Is it can
yes,
be
sir.
very, that emotion, it's life changing, and that life changing event can be scary.
Yes, sir.
So when you feel me?
Oh yeah, especially when you're so young. You know, I mean, even when you're old, but I got a lot of life left to live, and
Absolutely.
when you're young, you definitely don't want to be on dialysis the rest of your life.
No.
You want to get off of there, and you want to get back to living a fulfilled life.
Amen to that. Every single one of our brothers and sisters, in the gospel deserves a full life. I firmly
Yes,
believe that.
yes, sir.
Whatever they've done, whatever sin they've done, you
Yes, sir.
know, Jesus Jesus has paid for their sins because of the atonement, and everybody is deserved of a very happy life.
Yes, sir. I
Now,
totally agree with that.
now, Marianne, what would you give Stacey as far as advice for keeping himself up or keeping his attitude in an encouraged sort of condition?
Well, like I told you, for me it was 100% faith, and I did a lot of research, which kept me busy.
Uh
So I
huh.
knew anything that would happen. I knew.
Okay.
How is like your phosphorus and potassium and all that?
Oh, my numbers, I get all smiley faces.
You
Okay.
got this. I love those
I love
tweets with the
that.
smiley faces.
Yes, I get all smiley faces.
That's it. How long you on the list?
I've been on the list since October 2017
Uh
at
huh.
Wake Forest Baptist Hospital.
You got this.
Yes,
Very
ma'am.
nice.
You got this. I'm gonna not only help spread, but I'm gonna pray for you every day.
Yes, ma'am.
Stay
I thank you, and I thank you so much. And I'm going to pray for you too, Miss Marianne.
Thank
You
you
know,
so
we can
much.
never have enough prayer. That's one
none.
thing
Yeah.
And even
that you
as
can
good
never
as I
have enough.
feel, we don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow. So
No, we don't.
I'll take the
You know,
past.
Yes, yes,
sage advice too. That is so wise, Marianne, in regards to knowledge.
yes,
I love
Absolutely.
that. Great advice. As
Absolutely.
much, be your own advocate in regards to getting as much information for yourself as possible. I love that, Marianne.
Absolutely. I used to have, like, I learned the machine, how to use it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like one time I stood up and my pressure was really low. So I told them, you need to put the machine on profile one. And they're like, how
Okay.
did you know?
So
And
you called them out, Marianne?
yes, because profile one, just so you know,
Uh-huh.
gets all most of the fluids out the first hour.
yes,
So for the other 2 hours or however long you're on, it's not lowering your pressure because it's not pulling anymore. It's just pulling the toxins.
yes,
And
yep,
you just feel overall better.
yes, yep. That dialysis machine is I call it a beast. It, it's a beast.
It is.
You cannot beat the machine.
I called it the blue
Yes.
devil.
You
Okay.
have to become
Two
one
very
with the
similar
machine.
names. I like
Yes.
that. From two different people, but very similar names. That's funny.
But yet it
Yeah,
kept us alive.
Uh-huh.
it does. It does its job.
But
It
It
is
does
a
its
life
job.
support system, sure, but
yeah.
It does its job. It just the side effects. The headaches. You be so tired, so fatigued.
Well,
all
that
right.
that you could fix with if you asked them to put you on profile one.
Profile one.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to definitely write that down, and I'm going to
Yeah.
definitely
And
tell them about that.
Because I used to go to
that's
dialysis and then sleep the rest of the day. I was so tired. And
Yes,
uh-huh.
then the next day I felt great, and the next morning I had to go again. But
that's
Yes.
it.
that's
That's
too
That's
much
it.
that.
again, that's part of the same sort of roller coaster ride. Is you feel good one
Exactly.
day, you don't feel good the next day, and it just keeps kind of it and that's what I'd kind of I said this to Stacey, Marianne, and I wanted to I wanted to kind of paint a picture because I have a sister-in-law who has kidney disease, and so even though I've not felt what you or Stacy feels or what you have felt,
Right.
what I've seen it through her eyes and through her body gestures, and I've
Mhm.
seen her go through it, and so I've got a glimpse. Okay, so I've seen a sliver of understanding, and so what I really get excited about doing when I do these interviews is I really would like to paint a picture, and
Okay.
so I love that you're trying to talk about how it makes you feel because some people this is another misconception, another myth that I want to break, okay? All
Exactly.
right? Because we all hate, okay, you don't look sick. How
Yo,
much do we hate that? How much do we hate
I
hearing
used to
that, all
get
right?
so angry.
yes.
And
It's
another thing,
so
Stacy, that helped me. I mean, I don't know if you could do it, but I strictly vegetarian, even a little vegan. Without the
uh-huh.
protein, it makes it a lot easier on your body too.
Amen. I've
Okay.
heard that. I've heard that from
Okay.
Steve as well, Marianne, that that
Yes,
the meats actually, when you eat meat, that it puts more like stress on your kidneys when you're
it
eating
does.
meat.
When
Yeah.
cleaning out the protein. As a matter of fact, once I get you on my page, I post everything that I make because
Uh-huh.
Okay.
you can make a black bean burger that tastes like you're eating a hamburger.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm interested in that. That sounds delicious.
It's all
Oh
over my
yeah.
page. I post everything I cooked. Tonight I made
Very
a
cool.
soy-based
Very cool.
chorizo, and
We
it
have to
tasted.
become friends tonight.
Yes, we
Yeah.
will. As soon as this show is over.
This is very cool. So, tell us a little bit again, Stacey, about how you feel one day and how dialysis makes you feel. You've talked about the headaches a little bit.
Okay, man, and the fatigue. You can get home and you feel okay. But soon as you walk in the house, about 15, 20 minutes,
Yes.
fatigue just take over you. And I have to get a nap. If I don't get a nap, I feel like I'm going to pass out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I get cold sweats. I just get real dizzy. So I have to get a nap. But when I get a nap, I can go the rest of the day and I feel pretty good. That's why I wanted the morning shift. I
Okay. All
was
right.
I was
Smart.
on getting on the machine at 11:55, getting out at 4:30. Now
Mm-hmm.
I get on the machine at 5:55. I be home by 10:30, 10:45.
That's
So,
So
awesome.
are you talking about in the morning or
yeah, in the morning.
evening? Okay.
I go early morning shift. So I
Uh-huh.
can come home, take a nap, and when I wake up, it'd be about 1:30, 2 o'clock. I still have some day left to enjoy my day. And that's
I
why,
like that.
that's why I
Yeah,
kind
take
of
a
wanted.
nap, get recuperated and just kind of
Yes,
get things
sir.
going. Yeah.
Yes, sir. So I feel okay. My appetite that night, like right now, I won't be as hungry as I would be tomorrow when I haven't had dialysis.
Uh-huh.
Tomorrow I'll be hungry. I can eat. The night of, I'll be hungry, but I really can't hold that much food in. If I
Mm-hmm.
do eat too much, I get sick.
Yes.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
And no one likes to be sick. So
Nobody.
Absolutely not.
No.
so I try not to eat as much on dialysis nights, but
Yeah.
tomorrow I'll eat.
I eat
No, I
sugar
like
like
that.
it's mob.
You know your body well. I like that. So, you're how long have you been on the transplant list already?
I've been on it since October 2017, so
Okay.
about to be 2 years.
All right. And currently you're at the Wake Forest Baptist Health, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. In
Okay.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina.
All right, West Salem, North Carolina. All right.
Winston-Salem.
Winston.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
All right. So I've got that on the post I made for you. So I'm
Yes, sir.
so I'm hoping to keep that out there and make sure everybody knows and is aware of it, so that we
Yes, sir.
can make sure that anybody who's watching tonight that feels stirred and feels connected to his story, that wants to donate, that we can make sure they understand whom to get in contact with.
Yes,
That's
sir. And I seen that you had the phone number and the email on there that I had sent you.
yes.
Yes, sir.
All right, great. So we've got the information on the poster. We're giving it out tonight in this broadcast. And again, I'm so excited to do this, Stacey, because at so many levels you're overcoming. You're an overcomer, and it's not to say that you haven't had any bad days. I'm not trying to overhype this. I'm not trying to make you out to be this person who never gets down. Those are natural feelings. You may have been depressed, and that's natural. Many people who have bad days can get down and depressed, and
Yes.
then they can pick themselves up. Because, Marianne, what do warriors do when they get knocked down, Marianne?
You get right back up.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
That's
it.
right. Okay.
That's
Warriors
it.
get right back up, and that's what Stacey's been doing. Is he's been knocked down, all right, but he's gotten right back up.
Yes, sir. We in my family we have a saying. Me and my dad, we started a saying. You know, my last name is Spencer. We started
Uh-huh.
saying, Spencer strong, Spencer tough. And
Nice.
I love it.
I
anytime
love
I
that
feel
too.
bad, I say. Anytime I feel bad, I say that. Or you know, I call my dad or my parents. You know,
Uh-huh.
I pick myself back up. You know, like I told you today, I have been down. I have been depressed, and I had to talk to someone, but you know, I'm strong, and I'm going to continue to stay strong because I can't be selfish and take myself away from my family and my friends.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
I have to be strong, and that's what I'm
You
going
are
to do.
strong.
Yes,
You
sir.
are
Yes,
strong.
sir.
And I think Marianne will agree with me that even if you are depressed and even though you've sought counseling and even though you've had to get help, that doesn't make you weak. Okay? In fact,
Yes.
what that means to me is that means in my mind that makes you stronger because you've gotten
Exactly.
help.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That you know, it makes me encouraged that I know that I'm not alone.
Oh,
Not at all.
absolutely not.
Marianne, what do you think of this gentleman so far?
I I I just love him. I love his positive attitude, and you got me on your team.
Thank you. I love you too. We in this together.
Absolutely. I spend some nights up till 4 o'clock in the morning messaging people who want to give up on dialysis.
Yeah, there have
But
been.
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yes.
sad.
After this last catheter, uh, I think I just came in, dropped my bag, and just bawled
Yeah.
my eyes out. You know, I at that point in time, I my mindset was, I have to get another catheter. I have to get cut on again.
Yes.
I'm done with it. I'm over it.
Bro,
I was in.
I don't blame you for feeling that way. Okay? And again, you introduced me to somebody who wouldn't have got down that day in your same shoes, and I would have introduced you to a liar. Okay?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Exactly.
sir.
Anybody who has gone through what you've gone through would have gotten down on their knees, would have cried, and would have been very down. That
Yes, sir.
is not a sign of weakness. Okay? That's a sign of being human.
Yes, sir.
And
Exactly.
that's okay. Okay? In fact, you know what? Dare I be so frank, is that more people should admit their vulnerabilities.
Yes, sir.
Of course.
More
I
people.
agree with that.
More people should be admitting their vulnerabilities because what happens, okay, uh, whether it's a powerful person who has a job, a lawyer, doctor, maybe they've got this ego, or maybe, they let their male testosterone, okay, take control and they're
Yes,
just
sir.
really tough, okay, because there are
Sir.
some men, I'm going to generalize here, so, don't hold me accountable for generalizing, but some men
Oh no.
have a hard time opening up.
Oh yes, sir. I was one of them.
Okay,
Absolutely.
some people do, okay, and it's hard. Okay, it is hard. I'm not going to say that it's an easiest thing to talk to people, but I commend you. I commend you for acknowledging that you have been down, and I acknowledge you for trying to seek help so that you can get back up like a warrior does.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I am a warrior, and I'm going to continue to be a warrior from here
Amen.
on out.
Amen. Yes, because Marianne's mentioned, and I'm not going to mention any names because I don't feel that's respectful, but there have been some people in the kidney disease community recently who who have posted and who have said some very dark things because
Yeah.
of what is happening in their life right now. And
Yes.
Absolutely.
it can happen, where
Okay.
it's your emotional state, it not everybody reacts the same way. You know,
Okay.
um, some people some people have a very good knack of getting up immediately and not letting things affect them. Some people have something affect them and it makes them angry. And it makes them
Yes.
so angry that their bitterness starts to
Yes, sir.
take control
Absolutely.
of them. So instead
Mm-hmm.
of feeling better, they start feeling bitter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yes, sir.
And
And
what
I'm
I
not
love about
saying,
you, Stacy, is that you just told your whole story and you didn't once say, "Why me?"
Yes.
That
Yes, ma'am.
that's like awesome. I never said that either, but I hear a lot of people saying that, and it irks me because if not me, then who?
Who? Yes.
And you just explained your whole journey so far, and you never once said that. I respect that.
No. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miss Marianne. Yeah, not the one to question God. It might have
Exactly.
been a reason for me to be in this situation at this point of time so that I can tell a story that can help someone else. And their story
You're
can help
100%
someone
right.
else. I as a reason for me to go through this, and I'm gonna come out. I'm already out stronger. I am stronger than I
Exactly.
was 2 years ago. I can tell you that.
yes, yes, I love that. You know, every single day you get up, okay, God has blessed you because you've lived another day.
Yes,
Exactly.
Okay,
sir.
okay, every day that you survive, you're going to be a little stronger.
Yes, sir.
Every single day we have reason to praise God because He's given us grace.
Every day. Yes, sir.
Every day.
And he died on the cross. He sent his son to die on the cross for our sins. How can
Mm-hmm.
we not love someone who done that for us?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Yes, and he felt, okay, and endured all of our pain and
Yeah.
sorrow and all of our suffering. He
Yes.
experienced all that.
Yes. Yes,
Took it
sir.
on himself. And so if anybody understands what
Yes,
you
sir.
know, anybody is going through, it's the King of Warriors,
Yes, sir.
the King of
Amen.
Kings, the King of Warriors. He understands because he's felt that and put it all on him.
Yes, sir.
True.
Man, that is awesome, man. I love it. I love that. I love that I love the Lord. I love that we love the Lord.
Exactly.
It's awesome. It's no other person to love more than the Lord. And I couldn't say that 2 years ago. I knew him and I knew who he was, but I couldn't say that. I couldn't say that if I died tonight that I think I would go to heaven. I can
Yeah.
actually say now that if I died tonight, I believe I will get my crown.
Well, it sounds like you've had a lot of time to, to go through some humbling, and you've had a lot of time to talk and to really get to know, and have a better relationship with him.
Yes, sir. Yeah, yes, sir. That's the truth. You know, that definitely. I pray, and that's what keep me strong. Prayer
Exactly.
and family and reading your word is what keeps me very strong.
And you will also get a better appreciation at life after going through this.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
You look at a butterfly that just like 2 years ago, you wouldn't think anything of it. And
Nothing
now
of
Right.
it.
it's like, oh my God, that's so beautiful. And I'm taking pictures of them. And
Yes.
you get a better appreciation.
I go. I had to stop working, so I think that I use my working. I like to cook on the grill. I hang out with my grandmother. I go do things with her a lot, help her out. So I feel like, I do have appreciation for life now. I
Absolutely.
actually, now I want to go to doctor's appointments. I want to
That's
know what
true.
my creatinine is. I want to know
Uh
what my
huh.
phosphorus is. I check the back of labels and see if it has potassium in it.
Okay. All right. We're going back to some of that knowledge that Marianne was talking about. I like
Absolutely.
that.
I used
Yeah.
to spend all night if I felt like a potato because I love potatoes,
Uh huh.
soaking a potato.
Yeah.
I would get up
Yes.
like every hour to drain it and put clean water and just to make a potato.
Uh
I was
Yes.
huh.
like you. I watched.
Yes, you have to, because that potassium, that's what I think, that's what the most of the toxins come from. I don't know, but I think it is.
It does, and the phosphorus as well.
Yes,
Yeah. So, even with binders, you still have to obviously be very careful with that
Absolutely.
phosphorus.
yes, you do, and
Yeah.
it's so hard. Let me say that it's not easy. You know,
No.
No.
checking back of boxes, and make the binders. Taking your binders is easy. You get used to that. You
Yeah.
take those, but it's
No,
not.
but it's
It's
not
hard.
easy. I feel you because high potassium can kill you, man. It's
It can.
just it's
Yes,
Absolutely.
extreme. It's
absolutely.
extremely difficult because literally you look at any package, and don't get me started on processed foods, but if you look at any
Exactly.
package, okay,
Yeah,
you look at any package, guess what? Potassium's nearly on everything, and
I
so
I looked at a. I was in a grocery store today, and I was just looking on the back of a um ravioli can, and
oh no,
that
oh no.
one little can had 220 mg's of potassium.
No, I hear you. I've looked at a can of ravioli just recently. I know what you're talking about.
And then you have the sodium.
Yeah.
Yes, and then
Oh,
there's high sodium. Yes.
Yes. And
yes.
again, if
Oh
you
my
look at my
gosh.
page, see, I'm Italian and I love pasta.
Uh
So
huh.
Yes.
I've been making zucchini pasta.
Oh, I know you can make some good pasta.
I tricked myself into it. It tastes like pasta.
Yeah.
What, as a matter of fact, when I had the transplant, as soon as I opened my eyes, my surgeon said, "Marianne, what do you want? I'm going to go out get you anything that you couldn't eat for all this 14 months." I said, "A
Yeah.
Diet Coke." He says, "I'll get you a steak." I said, "A Diet Coke, please. I needed a dark color soda."
Something you missed? Is that what you're saying,
Yes,
Marianne? You missed that
yes.
taste?
But he was willing to get anything, and that's what I picked.
All right.
Right.
All right.
Hey, you
So,
want what you want, right?
So,
right, your body craves or misses certain things. That's for sure.
Yeah.
yes.
So, help me understand a little bit more about any of the days, any of the times where maybe you have been down. Again, I want to say I commend you, and I think it's awesome that you have that strong faith now, and that you've built and you've developed that faith. But other than our Lord and Savior and our Heavenly Father, what are some other things that you've relied on or leaned on in regards to getting encouragement that's in your life?
Uh, definitely, my family. That's number one. Other than God, that's next. My family. My father is a great, 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 great mentor. Great person to look up to. He's just he's my everything. He's awesome. And it's great that I can say that about my father. And he has always been there. He's never left me. My mom is great. My
Wow.
grandmother is great. My family is. I have a very, very, very tight circle, and everyone just. If I'm down, I go sit and talk to my dad, or I can call my uncle. My uncle has became like, other than my dad, like my best friend. I talk to him every day. We say, since this has brought us even closer, and
Uh huh.
I get encouragement from my family. I built strength off of them, and my pastor is great. He's like a father figure.
Oh,
Um,
awesome.
my church is great, and
Uh huh.
my siblings, just family. My girlfriend, she's always there for me. She never leaves my side. She always in surgery. She's
That
there.
is
She's there as well.
fantastic.
Awesome.
Wow. Your family has really come together and given you a great base and foundation of support. That is fantastic.
Oh yes, sir. And I had to move back home. At 30, I moved out when I was 18. I didn't want to move back home. Let's get that
Uh
straight. I would have stayed on my own, but I
huh.
had to move
Sure.
back. But it's
You
great
know
that
it.
I could.
I feel you. It's probably a little bit of that humbling process, though, right?
That's it. That's it.
It's And it is, again, I can only try to imagine when you're going through this metamorphosis, so to speak, that when you're used to working, when you're used to kind of taking care of yourself, and then this happens and you're not
Right.
working and then you're having to rely on other people, that's a little bit of a disarray emotionally going on, right?
It is. It's as for someone who moved out when they were 18, like
Uh-huh.
I'm really independent. I'm always thinking I'm thinking of what I could do for myself. But when you go through something like this, you have to learn sometimes that okay, I can't be independent right now. I actually need some help.
Absolutely.
So you learn to work with your family and you
Speaking
get
of
closer.
family, I'm seeing a lot of these names popping up. DeAndre Spencer, and I'm seeing some other family members coming up here. It looks like you're well represented tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. That's my
Yeah.
brother.
All right. Very nice. Thanks for watching. And we've got some other nice guests. DD Beck. Thank you for saying so nice things about me. We've got Richard McKnight. Thank you very much, everybody, for saying these things. Now, man, Stacey, you've got a great support. You've got a great family. One of the things I wanted to talk to you about because music and a good pastor. You mentioned a pastor, which is awesome.
Yes, sir.
Okay, because sometimes it can be a very good thing to sometimes speak to someone like a pastor when you maybe don't feel totally comfortable talking to your father or someone else. You can speak to a pastor differently, on a more
Yes,
religious level, if you know what I mean.
yes, sir.
So, so thumbs up. But my next question is, sometimes what can really get us up, motivated, and get us going is music. And I noticed that on your page, one of your favorite CDs is Young Jeezy. Can you
Yeah.
and I've heard, I don't say that I know all of his songs, but I do like some of his joints. But, what is one of the hot joints or what is one of your favorite things that you like to vibe to when you listen to Young Jeezy?
Well, I listen when I'm in dialysis. That's when I listen to my music. I just
Okay, you got
go.
your earbuds on or something, or
Oh yeah, put my big earphones on so I
all
don't
right,
have to hear that beeping noise all day
uh
long.
huh.
And I just play my music. And I listen to a mixture. Most of the time, I'm listening to R&B because I like to sing the words and the text will come over and call me what they called me the other day. They called me oh, it's an old singer. I forgot his name. Oh,
Like
he,
Brian McKnight or
it's older than that.
older than Brian McKnight? Okay.
Bobby Womack. Bobby Womack.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Yeah, they call me Bobby Womack because I like to sing. So I be in there singing. You got to do something to pass four
You
and a half
do.
hours. Four
Okay. All
hours of
right.
singing.
Wow.
I like some
Yeah,
good R&B. Brian McKnight's one of my favorite. He's kind of old school '90s, but
yeah,
and then
oh yeah,
Smokey Robinson's an all-time favorite of mine. What about you,
yes
Marianne?
sir.
Do you like any R&B?
I'm into the 70s, and now, believe it or not, I'm
Okay.
getting some country.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, hey, Rascal Flatts is one of my favorite bands.
Oh,
Oh
absolutely.
no! And who would have thought that Old Town would have been making it so big recently with that? It's crazy. That was like number one for 17 weeks in a row or something. But
Yeah,
anyway, so tell us because I wanted to touch on that because music can be so powerful.
yes, it is.
You know, music can encourage us. Uh, there are times where if I remember a certain song, I can remember, it brings back memories and gives us feelings of sort of euphoria from where we had a memory back years ago and
uh-huh.
stuff like that. So,
Yes sir.
music can do a lot of good things and encourage us.
Yes sir. I was listening to the other day. Speaking of Young Jeezy, he has a song called "Go Getter." Go get
Go get her. Yeah,
There
yeah,
you
I
go.
know
you
that
know
joint. Yeah,
that pumps you up.
it
That
does.
gets you ready to knock out that dialysis.
Uh huh. That's a good one. Yeah. So,
Yes,
tell me a little bit more about your transplant hospital. Let's get some of that information out there. Um, tell us the donor blood type that we're looking for,
yes,
and
sir.
then remind our followers again. I know that we mentioned it earlier today in the show already, but let's talk about the name of your transplant hospital and then the donor blood type that you're looking for.
Yes, sir. Well, the hospital is in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's called Wake Forest Baptist Health, and that's a it's Wake Forest is actually a university, but the hospital is a huge hospital in Winston-Salem, and
Okay.
they had the lowest rate for it was 3 to 5, I believe, and Duke was 4 to 5. So I wanted to go 3 to 5 instead of 4 to 5. And
Okay.
my blood type is O positive.
Okay, so as we know that when you're O positive in organ donations, the Rh factor doesn't necessarily matter, and so the donor that can give you a kidney
Yes,
can be O positive or O negative. It won't matter.
yes, sir.
So Marion, we've got somebody here who's Wake Forest. Is that the same university that Tim Duncan went to, or am I
You know
wrong?
it. Tim Duncan and
Okay.
Chris Paul.
Oh, and Chris Paul. That's right. That's right. Okay. So, Marianne, I'm not too familiar with Wake Forest other than sports, but have you heard good news about Wake Forest, Marianne?
I have no clue who that even is.
Okay, all right.
You said you up north, right, Marianne?
I'm in New York, Long Island, New York.
Okay, okay. That's much bigger than Wake Forest.
Yeah, much bigger than where I'm at. I'm in I'm in
Well, I'm not
Utah,
in
and so
Manhattan. I'm on Long Island.
all right,
Okay.
Long Island. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
we've
Wake Forest is a great. It's a great hospital. Everybody has. Every time I go for my checkup, everyone is always great. They always are very attentive. They take my blood. I believe every 2 weeks or every month at dialysis to send to
Yeah.
them to make sure everything is good. And I am still active, and I'm just praying for that donor.
well, it sounds like you've got a pretty good relationship so far with that clinic that you go to. And
Yes, sir.
have you what kind of people have you bonded there with, techs or RNs?
Uh, I have tech. The techs are they're great. They're great people. The nurses, I love the nurses. I more I'm a people person, and
Okay.
so I get to know all the patients. I know probably every patient that go around my time. I talk to them, and what hit me hard is since I've been on dialysis, I have seen so much death.
Yep.
Like
Yes.
people that I sit next to and talk to, ride
Uh-huh.
the bus with, because I ride transportation, they just die. And the last one that died, I sat next to her every day.
Mm-hmm.
She comes in when I'm getting off, but I still have about 30 minutes when she's getting off, when she's
Yes.
coming in. And she just died, and that hurt me really, really, really bad because I talked to her. She
Horrible.
had just got back from vacation. So that's when I was going through with my fistula acting up. And at that time, that was one of the times I was down. I was just like,
Sure.
man, I'm seeing all these people die.
I feel you. Marianne, you've seen some of this happening too, right? And we've had some kidney warriors that
Right in
unfortunately
the
haven't
chair,
made it.
right next to me, right across from me. I can't tell you how many times I watched them
You
with
know,
heart
and
attacks and strokes or getting
Yeah.
taken with the ambulance. I mean, I went back there just 2 weeks ago with a friend of mine. There was only one patient that was still alive from when I was there.
wow, only one patient.
Only one.
You know, and it's a nasty disease that it it not everybody makes it out, but because of the intensity of this disease and because it can take the toll on some of our kidney warriors, the search for a living kidney donor is so much more. It makes that urgency so much more.
Yes.
So Stacey, I commend you. Okay, I totally commend you, and I'm very happy that you're putting forth effort to find a living kidney donor, because it sounds like, yes, okay, they've told me that at Wake Forest, that it may be 3 to 5 years, whatever it is that they may have told you,
Yes, sir.
but you're not just going to want to wait, and you're looking for a living kidney donor. What what have they told you about how it's more beneficial to have a living kidney donor versus a kidney from a cadaver or a deceased person?
Well, for what I remember, I know that they told me that the the longevity of a living kidney would last longer than a kidney from a deceased donor. So they talked to me about the high risk kidney
Mm-hmm.
that they wanted to know about if I don't think they asked me if I wanted to. They might have asked me if I wanted to have one, but you know I don't think that I would want a kidney with someone who
Yeah.
was high risk because I
Well,
don't know.
certainly, that's a tough question. That is a tough question, and that
It
sounds
is.
like you spent some time thinking about how to answer that.
Yeah, because I want when I get a kidney, I want it to last as long as it can last.
Of
Uh
course.
huh. I can understand how you feel that way, and I can't say that if somebody were to accept it that they've made the wrong decision, but and I know that there may be people that are scared and they just want to take the opportunity that comes to them because they want to get a kidney, and so I can't say that if they do accept it, that they made a wrong decision, but I can certainly understand how someone wants to think it through and they want to make sure
Yes.
that the kidney that they do receive is going to be the best kidney for them. And
Yes.
I can totally get where you're coming from. What are
And
your thoughts, Marianne?
We just celebrated on Facebook, a gentleman on one of the kidney sites celebrating his 43rd anniversary on a deceased kidney.
43 years. He's had
43 years.
the
Yes.
same kidney for 43 years.
And then I have another girl that I'm friends with that her kidney was gone within the year.
Yeah,
So you
that
don't know.
happens too. Right.
You just
Some of them
you don't
will
know.
last for years, 20 years, 43 years in this case, and
Yeah.
some of them will last for 12 or 14. But
I mean, I even find it shocking. I went to see him too. A friend of mine in dialysis. I mean, I think he's been on 30 something years
mm-hmm.
on dialysis, and he's still
man,
healthy.
Wow.
yeah, yeah. I know someone go to my dialysis clinic. He's been on dialysis for 30 something years. His name is Gilbert, and he looks good.
It's amazing because you would think something with the heart, something, but it happens.
Yes,
Does.
I believe we were born with with everything written in the book already. And that's
yes,
why I
ma'am.
say the best thing you could do is your diet and the faith, because I truly do believe that whatever's going to be is going to be. It's in
Yes,
the book
ma'am.
already.
Yes, ma'am. It's already been written.
That's how I feel.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's and there are good things in store for you, Stacey. I honestly believe that. I get
I
a
do too.
I'm a man of faith. I'm a great man of faith, and one of the things that I do is I sincerely meditate and I pray before I do these shows. And I try to
Sir.
I honestly ask for God to try to help me understand what I should say and how I can connect with these people. And I just have the greatest sense that with your attitude that that you've been knocked down, you've gotten right back up. brother, you're a warrior, okay? And you've had some
Yes,
things
sir.
happen that you've been dealt, a bad set of cards a couple of times, but you're getting back up, and I just get a good feel for you, and I just have I have faith in God, okay, and I really believe things are going to be
Yes,
going
sir.
in your direction. With that being
Yes, sir.
said, okay, we need to make sure that we give you the best, best chance of success to find a living kidney donor,
Yes, sir.
because there are historically better records that living kidney donors give you that sort of success.
Yes,
You know,
sir.
they it just to statistically show us that, or historically. And so I'm asking for anybody who has faith, who has compassion, who believes in God, who feels stirred within. When I say stirred within, that's the Holy Ghost. Okay, please, if you feel so inclined and you feel strongly, and you felt something today hearing his story about this great human being, I'm asking you to please be compassionate enough to call the hospital at Wake Forest Health, okay, in Winston, North Carolina, and apply to be a donor. And if you're not the right blood type, isn't your hospital still connected to the Parent Exchange program?
Yes, yes, sir. The parent exchange. Yes, sir.
All right, then there's no reason why any healthy person, regardless of the blood type, O, A, whatever, couldn't be calling this hospital, and we can start a domino effect with a paired exchange program, because
Absolutely.
it can happen where if you're this person that donates or calls and tries to be a donor for you isn't the right hospital or isn't the right blood type, then the hospital will work behind the scenes to try to connect somebody else, and we can get this rolling in a very positive direction. So I'm asking for all of our kidney warriors, all right, to stand together
Sir.
and united, because Marianne, aren't we stronger together than separately or
Absolutely.
alone?
Absolutely. Strength in numbers.
Strengthen up.
Absolutely. Okay. And I'm not the tallest cat. I'm not the biggest cat. But when I'm with my kidney warriors, and I'm with you, and I'm with Marianne, and I'm with Steve Belcher, and I'm with my
Yes.
sister-in-law who has this disease, and I'm with all of the people who are connected to Urban Health Outreach Media Facebook page and Warriors Quest, we can be in large numbers. And the thing about large numbers is that when we pray together in large numbers and we put
Yes.
forth faith, okay? And in faith, we're doing action. And I'm not just
Yes.
talking about praying, because praying does great things.
It
Praying
does.
does great things. But when we pray and we put forth action where we're sharing this message, we're sharing this video, this broadcast, and we're sharing Warriors Quest by clicking on the share button, wherever it might be, over here or over there. You know where it is. Okay, click on that share button. Okay, let's share this multiple times to large Facebook groups. Share it to your own feed. Share it to Twitter. Share it to Instagram. Let's share this so that we can broaden the reach, so that this great man here, this warrior, who's got boxing gloves on, wants to fight kidney disease, let's give him the best chance for success.
Yes. Yes, sir. That's the goal.
That is, prayers with shares. That's a profoundly instrumental tool, okay?
Yes, sir.
Because you and I have said this. Marianne knows it. Faith without works is dead, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it
Exactly.
is.
Well, we're going to do more than just believe, okay? We're going to put forth effort, and I'm asking all the kidney warriors, all of the followers, to put forth some effort tonight to help you. And I believe that united we do things, we're going to do great things, and God will do great things for you, Stacey. We're going to
Yes,
knock this
sir.
out of the ballpark for you, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm so excited. I'm so excited that I actually decided to get over myself and humble myself and put my story on Facebook. And it came out, it turned out great. And I just thank you. I thank Miss Marianne. I thank Steve for you all. And man, it's awesome. And I'm very excited. I'm Very excited to get to
My heart
share.
is actually going quick. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
My heart's full of joy. It is. I'm swollen with joy.
Yeah.
But if you know, I'm going to ask two things. I'm going to ask one thing from you, and then I'm going to ask Marianne first. But Marianne, before we end the show, because it's been an absolutely great show, and I'm
It
so
really
excited
has.
we've all done this together. I love that you are a co-host, and I love your input. Um, so I'm going to ask Marianne, if you would please, Marianne, if you could be so kind, is what kind of advice and what kind of encouragement can you give Stacey before we leave the show tonight?
Stacey, I'm telling you right now, you got this. I feel it.
Yes,
Like
ma'am.
Jared just said, it's like my heart is bursting. I
Yes,
feel
ma'am.
it. Just like I said, stick with the diet and don't miss your sessions. And I'm gonna spread it everywhere I know. And like Jared said, I'm on quite a few sites. I'll
Yes,
look for
ma'am.
you as soon as we're done with this.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Thank.
stick with Jared and Steve Belcher because they're awesome, and that'll spread a lot.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Miss Marianne. Thank you so much, and I can't wait to become your Facebook friend and see that great food.
You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear some of that too. It's got my mouth watering.
Ah, yeah.
But you know, so the next one is I'm gonna ask you, Stacey, is that if you could give your plea to people that are watching for a living kidney donor, what kind of plea would you ask people that are watching to become a living kidney donor for you?
Okay. First, I would start off with saying, like I said, it's not like you asking for a cup of sugar or some notebook paper. You're asking for a body part, and I know that God has someone out there for me who's going to donate me a kidney, and I just ask for anybody who sees it in their heart if they want to see if they can donate to call the number or email the email. Um, please share. Please continue to pray for me. You can never get enough prayer. And I just thank you all for watching and add me on Facebook and let's get this word out there.
Stacy, can I tell you one thing before you go?
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
a friend of mine, Dean, needed a liver, and he advertised on Facebook. And this gentleman, John Simpson, gave him a stranger 60% of his liver. Now he just finished testing to give somebody else his kidney.
Wow.
Wow,
So they're
wow.
out there. They're out there.
They
It
out
does
there.
happen. It does happen,
Yes.
and if
Yes.
I could share one, you know, I want to piggyback on that because I want to. I love that we're ending this on some great notes, Marianne. This is awesome. But
Yes.
just recently, I somebody that I advocate for, and I'm an admin on a Facebook page. Her name is Julie McKinstry, and Stacy just recently, she has had somebody come forward and is a candidate who has tested locally, is from the same state in Utah where I'm from, and this hospital, it's IHC, Intermountain Hospital. They did all the testing in one day. Have you guys ever heard of that
Wow.
before, Marianne? All the
Took
Man.
testing in one day.
took me 6 weeks.
Yes,
Wow.
in most cases it can take 3 months or longer. It's
Yeah.
crazy. They did the testing all in one day, and they've got the transplant surgery scheduled for September the 25th. All because they saw one of mine and my twin brother's Facebook post for her page.
Amazing.
Okay,
Man.
it
That is awesome.
happens. It happens, and it can happen
That is
for you.
awesome.
Okay, people
Yes.
can hear
Yes.
your message. They can watch this show tonight. It's going to be replayed. We're going to be sharing it. You know, we're going to be sharing it with multiple groups. I'm going to be sharing it as much as I can, and
Yes, sir.
I just believe that we can make this roll and get this going for you.
Yes, sir. Man, that is awesome. Man, it gives me hope. And I don't believe it's a thing in good luck. I believe in as a thing in Jesus Christ, and
Absolutely.
it's going to happen. If that
Absolutely,
can happen, if that can happen in one day, that's a miracle.
it is, and
Miss Mary.
and I don't believe in I don't believe in coincidences. I don't believe that it was a coincidence that
Yeah.
we all came together on this show tonight. I
Oh
believe
no.
that this was something that was, influenced and inspired, and I think the show has been just elevated because of the co-host. She's brought a lot of, man, I'm so thankful, Marianne.
Thank
Honored.
you so
I'm
much.
honored.
Oh yeah.
And
She's great.
Stacey, my heart is full of joy for you, and I just feel like there's no coincidence that this is happening, and I feel great things, and I'm inspired that great things are going to happen for you, and I'm
Yes, sir.
very excited to keep your story going and to get your voice heard. It I've got so much passion and so much energy for this, and
Yes,
I'm
sir.
very excited that this is happening for you, my friend.
Yes, sir. I can't thank you and Mr. Steve, Miss Mary. I can't thank you all enough. I say that from the bottom of my heart. I thank you so much.
Well, the show's been great. Thank you again, both of you, Marianne. It's been my
Thank you.
pleasure. And Stacey, been a very great special guest tonight. I hope to continue to share this, and I hope to have your friends, your family, and anybody else, any other kidney warrior watching this, please continue to share this. Let's share this. I'd love to have over 100 shares.
Yes.
If I can give any sort of goal, if we could get over 100 shares and get as many comments on this broadcast as possible,
Oh
then
yeah.
this is going to elevate the success for Stacey, and that'll make me happy.
Yeah. I'm gonna start sharing it tonight. I'm gonna put tell all my friends to start sharing it.
Me too.
All right, it's 100 shares challenge for Warriors Quest. But we've already put it out there, so let's try to get 100 shares for this show. Again, God bless you, Stacey. God bless you, Marianne.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
I'm honored to have both of you
You.
on Warriors Quest. This has been wonderful, and I thank God for allowing us to come together tonight.
Me too. It
Yes.
was very nice speaking with both of you.
Same. Thank you
And I'm going to
both.
look for you now.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right,
I can't wait.
Okay.
I can't wait to accept a friend.
all right, well, thank you again, everybody. Have a very good evening. Okay, you too.
Have a great night,
Yes,
guys.
sir. You do as well.
You
Thank
too,
you, John.
Marianne. You too, Stacy.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Have a good night.
You
All
too.
right. All right, everybody. We've heard from our special co-host, Marianne, and then Stacey Spencer, our special guest, Kidney Warrior, and he stole the show. Okay, I'm not calling him a thief, and I'm not pressing charges. But he stole the show tonight. Okay, it's not my show. It's the Stacey Spencer show. And Marianne was just in line and brought in so much input and insight. This would not have been as successful without Marianne, and I'm so excited that we hit this out of the ballpark, man. This is awesome. So please continue to share this, continue to support Stacey, and I appreciate every one of you for doing this for Warriors Quest, for the Urban Health Outreach Media Network, and everybody on the network. Thank you for watching. Continue to give us support, as well as the Urban Health Outreach Media Network. Have a good evening. Be thankful for God. And I want to also say, before we end the show, I want to say, everybody, please pray for the Roxy Johnson family. And please, please think of her and all that she brought to the kidney disease community. God bless Roxy Johnson's family and her friends. Amen. God bless. I'm out.